Well, it's no secret inflation is driving prices higher and higher. The holidays are here, and we're trying to figure out how to pay for these gifts and, of course, host family and friends. Here to tell us how to stay within our budget is financial planner Michael Neuenschwander from Outlook Health Wealth Advisors. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
We're excited to have you here. I know this is a big concern for a lot of folks. Inflation, it's continuing to be a financial burden for Americans. How is it going to impact people this holiday shopping season if it already isn't?
Yeah, well, on average, they say that the American consumer is going to spend about $1,700, this holiday season, which is a little above last year. But as you mentioned, that's not really because people are shopping more. It's because inflation is up. And so while it's easy to get excited and perhaps overspend, we want to give you a few tips so you don't blow your budget, coming this holiday season.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of those tips to stay within the budget?
Well, first thing is sort of set your spending limit, like jolly old Saint Nick, if you will. Create your list and then go through and say, what can you really afford to spend, and back into that. Divide that up by each person. But also don't forget, if you got to ship those packages, add that in. If you're hosting your holiday party, add that into the budget. And sometimes it may be, do you bring a few extra, lunches to work, or eat out a little less to kind of firm up that budget and save a little bit elsewhere. The other big thing, communicate your expectations, meaning if you've got a big family and there's just simply no way that you can get something for everybody on the list, well, maybe you simply plan a gift exchange, plan a way where maybe you don't need to buy something for everyone, but buy for those that are most special to you, and maybe exchange gifts, buy one or two for others. Also, it's a good time to get creative, meaning sometimes it's not money, it's not the gift that matters. What's most special to some of your loved ones? Like for a parent, a sibling, take them fishing, take them for a day out. It's if they've got kids, maybe volunteer to babysit so they can go out. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to still give a gift that's special.
Yeah, I was just going to say, also, creativity can go a long way.
When it comes to your own budget, consider using cash. Credit cards, while they can be handy in the short run, unfortunately, a lot of people go into sometimes way too much debt over the holidays. So if possible, budget that cash and spend cash where you can, so you don't wind up with a big unpleasant surprise, come January.
Yeah. What would be your advice to those right now who are applying for several credit cards, hoping and thinking they can, bury their way out of debt come the new year?
Well, the biggest danger right now is because of interest rates. The average credit card rate is 21%. And so if somebody puts everything on their credit card, that $1,000 purchase, that $500 purchase, all of a sudden that becomes either $600 or $1,200. And if you don't have the ability to simply pay that off at the end of the month, that interest is certainly going to rack up. And while things may, quote, be on sale, this holiday season, a 21% interest rate is tough to overcome. So definitely avoid it if you can. But if you can't, there's certainly some things we want to look at there as well.
And so for those who are needing resources to help budget those finances come the new year, where can they get started?
So one of the things we always recommend is, again, have a strategy. So for many people, you may be getting a raise, a cost of living adjustment, heading into January. As you mentioned, the government said inflation has been 3.2%. A good strategy may simply be take most of that raise and put it towards those credit cards first. And ideally, if that's something with that raise you can pay off in just a couple of months, then you can usually budget, or a good strategy would be put 1% extra towards your 401k, a Roth 401k, enjoy the other 1%. But again, at an average credit card rate of 21%, it's critical to get that paid down quickly. And one method we often recommend, we call it the snowball method, perfect for this time of year, is if you have several credit cards, where can you make the biggest impact first? Either the highest interest rate or the lowest balance. Get that paid off and then roll that money on to the next one. And you'll watch that debt quickly, get wiped out by continuing to put that same money towards the next credit card, the next bill, until you have them ideally under control.
Michael Neuenschwander with Outlook Wealth Advisors. Thank you so much for coming on the show this morning.
And thank you, Zach.
We absolutely appreciate it.